Ready? Một,
Yes.
2, 3. Công viên nhiều. One.
Hey guys, so we have been cut and we had to change of location, YouTubers issues. So yeah, we are in another park, very nice actually, so happy to find this place. You went here in Vietnam to teach. So as most people coming here in Vietnam, they come because they want to teach and it's kind of easy money, right? But I really do get inspired and admire people that come here and then do something else than teaching because it's so common here. And no offense to anyone, I respect English teachers and everyone that is teaching. Most of my friends are, but I really get inspired by those that dare to do something else. Right. So how did you get out of this common path that everyone is taking when they come here?
Okay, so I guess a good message for the viewers of this episode is that whatever you want to do, you just pursue it, right? If you have a passion, you want to do something, you pursue it. So I came here to teach English for an opportunity to live abroad, and I decided that I was going to live here for maybe a year, Taiwan, Thailand, bounce around and teach in different places. But long story short, I fell in love with everything here, so I stayed here. But following the passion, I wanted to get better at billiards. I didn't have an opportunity to play pool. You know billiards?
Yeah.
I didn't have an opportunity to play in America as much as I wanted. Here it's very cheap, it's very common, so I played a lot. I wanted to try boxing. I'd never done boxing before. So I got involved with the gym here. I did a lot of boxing. Saigon Sports Club, Trigger Boxing.
Hi.
I did a lot of boxing and they liked my personality. They liked my beard. They liked whatever it was about me to where they gave me an opportunity to MC boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu matches. And that was one outlet I went with.
Okay.
From that, I got to MC gala dinners, team building events, different educational speeches, whatever you want to call it. And then the YouTube channel, that's a whole nother route
Came
in itself.
after that.
Yes.
Okay. So being an MC inspired you to do like this YouTube channel where you could share more?
It helped me, yeah. It definitely helped me. I think there's a common ground when it comes to being comfortable in front of the camera and comfortable in front of many different people as well. You know, I mentioned to you before we started recording that high school and college, it wasn't that I didn't want to do public speaking, but I did get very nervous and very uptight and excited when I'd have a speech. And teaching, MC, and YouTube work has just put me at ease where it's not a big deal.
Concerning your public speaking, so you were already at ease, right? Do you have any advice for the people who are struggling with public speaking, who are too shy or reserved but want to throw themselves out there? Like, I'm the one that's so scared of speaking in front of a crowd, to be honest, and I think I have never done that, but it's a challenge that I would like to do, of course. But I don't know, it's so intimidating. What advice would you give?
If I'm being honest, it's a very general advice that covers that, YouTube and many other things. It's like, too many people are concerned with what other people think about them. And I think that's where the fear comes from. It's like, uh-oh, they think I'm boring. Oh, they think I'm gonna mess up. They think this. If you just stop worrying about individuals, what they think about you, then the fear will slowly dissipate. I mean, obviously some people can never get over it, but the same thing with YouTube. I wanted to test my Vietnamese. I know it's not perfect, but I wanted to see what the country of Vietnam thought of my Vietnamese, so I would make a video speaking Vietnamese, and I got honest reactions. Some people don't react well, but the majority, you know, they did. But in the end, with learning a new language as well, you can't be nervous, you can't worry about what other people think, because I know, you know, people learning English in America, it takes a long time to sound like a native. For me to not recognize that you're not born and raised in America. So there's my Vietnamese, of course Vietnamese know I'm not Vietnamese, so if it's a little off, I just keep improving.
You said that you are known for your humor, right? That you make fun and that you are a good humoristic person.
I would like to say
so. So when did you know that, okay, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to inspire people? how did you realize that, okay, I'm funny, I'm gonna do that as a job? Like, you know?
I feel like my first YouTube channel back in America, I mentioned we would, you know, film drunk people and fights, and that's cool, but we would also do prank videos. I really like to make people laugh based on the reactions of others, you know? I did one for, are you familiar with St. Patrick's Day? An Irish holiday with the leprechaun.
Patrick, yeah, St. Patrick.
Okay, so I would run around dressed as the leprechaun.
Yeah.
And people were like, it looks like a real leprechaun with the beard. And, you know, for me to have those people literally go home and tell everyone, like, man, a leprechaun ran through the store today. Can you believe this? Like, that was funny, and you know, I wanted to improve on that and make people laugh.
That gave you motivation also, right? Yeah. Would you have any advice for someone who wants to become a public figure like you, like being funny without offending anyone?
I think most important is you have to always remember that somewhere there's someone that looks up to you. For me, I've been a teacher in Vietnam for nearly 6 years, and there's a lot of students that watch my channel. So even if a bad word appears on my channel, I censor it out. You know, if there's something that's suggestive or not exactly the most appropriate, I cut it out, because I think of these kids, watching with their parents, and if I'm setting a bad example by, let's say, getting drunk in a video, or belittling somebody, or making inappropriate jokes that are like really making somebody hurt, well, that's just a bad example. So I think if anybody is a public figure or someone that people look up to, you need to be a good, positive example.
Yeah.
At the same time, this is gonna come off as hypocritical because this is my opinion. Famous people, public figures, their opinion does not matter. Unless they're a professional in the field, their opinion is not important. So you asked before about the protests and things like that, and that's why my answer is racism's bad, yes. But my opinion of Democrats, Republicans, nobody should care about that, because I am not a political science major.
Sure.
I have no experience in that, and that's a huge problem, at least in America, where people listen to these famous people who are actually probably more ignorant than most of the common people. Their opinion means nothing. So as a public figure, at least in Vietnam, I will tell people, public figures, just watch them to be entertained.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
encourage them if you like them, but their opinion on politics and life advice is probably not important. Công viên gia đình, take 3.
Yes. Hey guys, here we go again, changing places.
It happens. Anytime you film somewhere, you're always gonna have something.
We're gonna make it. We're not giving up. So the question was, what are the advantages and the disadvantages of being a public figure here in Vietnam and also a public figure in the States, right?
I'm constantly humbled by how much of an influence or how much of a spread my videos and TV shows have made. The chicken one was big in itself, but I did Ai La Somo with Chung Yang and the other celebrities, and man, that one got, I want to say 15 million or more views, so I've been recognized by all demographics since then. But the humbling thing is, one time I went to Dalat, 5 o'clock in the morning, this little kid is sitting outside of his parents' restaurant, they're cleaning up next to my hotel, and he said, Phuc Map, hello. I'm like, oh hey man, how are you? And just recognized me. We were in Cam Ranh, just hanging out on the beach. A kid walks up, and he said, Phuc Map, there's your chicken. Wow, you know, we're in a quiet beach south of Nha Trang, and this kid just walks up. Hanoi, same thing. Some guy's driving, he turns around and gets off his bike. He said, Phuc Map, hey. And he ended up in one of my videos. But I think the important thing to remember is that, one, money doesn't come with fame. So people assume that I'm rich.
Yeah, how you deal with that?
Not the case with YouTube. But number 2 is, there's a term in Vietnam called Chan Cho. Do you know Chan Cho?
Chan Cho?
Acting like you're too good for everybody and just acting kind of snobby.
I'm learning from you.
Okay. So there's something in Vietnam we say Chan Cho.
Okay.
And my wife stresses, not that she has to, but I try to never be Chan Cho.
Yeah.
Even I was in Hanoi and we were at Van Mieu, I think, the Temple of Literature. Someone stole my wallet out of my bag, and I found out 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, couldn't find my wallet, thinking I dropped it. So I'm walking around looking for it. Someone stops me. They go, Phuc Map, oh, I love your channel. Can I get a picture? Even though my debit card, my cash, my driver's license, probably gone. She was. I was like, oh, hey guys, how are you? Thanks for watching. Let's get a picture, smile. And no matter what the situation, you might only get one experience with that person, and you have to appreciate that they took the time to watch something that you created or watch something that you did. So you need to show them the respect and treat them in a positive light. And that's one attitude that I try to keep. I don't think I'm really famous. I think people recognize my beard, but I just try to be nice and positive with everybody.
Amazing. But yeah, you say that you are not that famous, but I think so. I think that you are famous. Not yet, not yet. You are on Vietnamese TV, come on.
Famous with the old people, because only old people watch Vietnamese TV.
I mean, no, YouTube is all age.
YouTube, but TV, if I didn't tell you before, I had my own TV show. It's called Một Ngày của Phúc Map.
What?
Whole season, 8 episodes, all about me.
Are you kidding?
HTV9.
In Vietnamese?
Yeah, and HTV7. It was on 2 channels. Okay. And the only people that really cared were my wife's parents' friends.
Of course, it's always your surroundings.
It's just the old people. They're like, oh, Phúc Map, lên TV rồi. Like, hey, thanks. Old people, but you know, a lot of younger people don't watch TV, so yeah, it's cool, but in the end, you should always remember some advice my dad gave me is that there's always someone better. There's always someone.
Yes. So you need to give your best every time.
Smarter.
Yes. Yeah.
So even if you say I'm famous, well, I did a TV show with Chung Yang, let's say, and that guy's super famous. TV host, advertising for Tiki, movies. So I go, well, I'm not on that level yet, so I'm not, you know, I'm not there yet.
Did you struggle with comparing yourself to others, to bigger YouTubers than you? Because now that you're growing, do you want to always strive for more?
It's
not really.
I look at it as motivation. I do compare myself, for sure. I always have compared myself. But again, I'll go back to advice from my dad. He said it's better to have allies than enemies, so never create enemies if you don't have to. And as soon as I started YouTube, I looked for other people in this niche, other foreigners that did YouTube in Vietnam. And right away I reached out to Dustin. I reached out to Nam from Afroviet TV, reached out to the rappers, No Wave, everybody. And guess what? Everybody was friendly. We've worked together, we've made videos. I mean, it's worked to all of our benefits versus, oh, well, I need to compare to this YouTuber, I need to be better than him, compete with him. I hope they do great. You know, I want them to have success, and they feel the same way about me. So instead, the comparison is, oh, what are you doing? What can I do better? Yes. I've given Dustin tips that have helped him, and he's given me plenty of tips that have helped me. So it really just comes down to that. If you had to choose one rule that everyone should follow, what would you choose? Be kind to others. Very general, but if everyone you meet, you choose to be positive with and be somewhat nice with. It's not saying you have to give money to them or whatever else, but just be kind to other people, you know? Again, I was surprised with the YouTube community here in Vietnam. You take the biggest foreign YouTubers, and every one of them, I reached out and was, you know, friendly and kind, and they came back at me with the same kindness. Yes. And now most of us are friends, and we have a continuing relationship because I chose to be kind, and they chose to, you know, pay back the kindness with more kindness. So yeah, just be kind to others. Like, most people you meet, you may only see them once in your life. And do you want the only impression to be you in a bad mood? You looking mean, you being rude? Even if you're having a bad day, you can still treat your server, your taxi driver, whoever, with just a touch of kindness, a smile, something. It doesn't hurt to smile even if you're not in a good mood. Yeah. So I would say, if you follow any rule, follow that, and the world could be a better place. So
Do you have a lot of messages asking for help?
I will say yes, the amount of messages I get from people I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm sure most of them are kids, and you know, I do my best to reply to comments, to reply to the messages, but some of them are just too much, where it's like, hey, I have a YouTube channel, okay, I'll give you some tips, but then they send me every single video they make, and it's like them streaming a video game. I have had to block many people. A lot of people think they can just call on Facebook
Do people
Messenger.
stalk you?
I won't say stalk. Won't say stalk, but I will say I've had to block quite a few people because they won't stop calling me.
Calling?
And I tell them,
But they have your
don't
number?
go. No, Facebook Messenger.
Okay, okay,
and
okay.
yes, they do have my number. It's on my business card. So I'm again, innocent kids.
Yeah.
Kids, it's okay. I'm not mad, but I will block you if you keep calling. People
Wow.
would just call me. I'm like, why are you calling me? They're like, I just want to hear your voice.
Oh,
Watch my video.
that's so cute.
Watch my video. You can hear my voice all day. Like,
What is the one thing that people ask you for help?
I would say, if asking for help, it'd have to be YouTube.
Yeah.
I get a lot of young,
YouTube tips.
small YouTubers, and a lot of times I will just link them to channels that I watched originally. How to grow your YouTube, how to put the right keywords, how to create the right thumbnail. I just link them to that.
Okay, now we're gonna close the interview with one last question.
Okay.
So, what advice could you give to grow my channel?
Well, first off, when it comes to YouTube, from everything I've read and experienced, you have to find a niche, okay? Is there someone else that's not the newspaper? Is there someone else interviewing other YouTubers like yourself? You know, if there is, see what they're doing. What can you do better? What can you do the same? Try to find your niche that you fit in first, and then make content that people want to watch.
Yeah.
Whether it's inviting YouTubers like Max McFarland, who is huge. Everybody wants to watch him. Whether it's making edgy content, whether it's having the most professional video, make people want to watch. So find your niche, make people want to watch, and just keep going. I was talking to another big YouTuber this morning actually, and we're comparing views and talking about it. And a lot of big YouTubers that I watch, such as Peter McKinnon or Daniel Schiffer, video making YouTubers, they stress, don't worry about your stats.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and focus on, because
I heard that a lot.
every couple months I'll get a huge spike. Yes. You know,
But then,
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, in the last 2 days, I've had 100,000 views throughout my channel. That's great, but that's not all the time. And I'll get other times where I get 20,000 views in 2 days. And you can't get down on yourself. You can't worry about what the views are looking like. You just keep making content, and you'll get recognized, you'll get noticed, and you'll grow from there.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to, just keep going. Anyway, it's what I'm doing to encourage you guys, the viewers, to just step outside of your comfort zone and just try as I'm doing. Even though I'm not a professional at all, but I'm just learning on the job. So see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, hang up, fly.
Hang up,